Welcome to Tundavalam classes. See students, in the previous class we have completed that sequence and series. One more exercise is there, that is exercise 9.4. So that exercise 9.4 we will discuss after the regular classes will be started, because some topics are deleted from the NCERT. So that's why we will discuss that exercise 9.4 after there is a lockdown is over and the regular class will be started. We will discuss that exercise in that classes. Okay. So we are going to start the next chapter, that is the chapter number 5, complex numbers and quadratic equations. Complex numbers and quadratic equations. So we know that natural numbers, integers, whole numbers, rational numbers, like this one. So here we are going to start the complex numbers. What is the meaning of the complex numbers and what is the necessity to start the complex numbers? So here, see in the quadratic equation, for example, if you can take that x square minus 1 is equal to 0. X square minus 1 is equal to 0. So then, what is the roots of this equation? That implies you can take it as x minus 1 into x plus 1 is equal to 0. So that implies x minus 1 is equal to 0 or x plus 1 is equal to 0. That implies x is equal to 1 or x is equal to minus 1. So what is the roots are? X is equal to 1 or x is equal to minus 1. You can do like this one also. What is that? X square is equal to 1. That implies x is equal to plus or minus 1. So in this method also we can do that. But if you can observe here, x square plus 1 is equal to 0 is a quadratic equation. Then what is the roots of this quadratic equation? X square plus 1 is equal to 0. So what is the quadratic? The roots of this quadratic equation is here. You can observe that x square is equal to minus 1. X square is equal to minus 1. So that implies x square is a positive value, but you are getting the minus 1 on the RHS. So it is not possible in the real numbers. It is not possible in the real numbers. So that's why what they are introduced that x square is equal to plus or minus square root of minus 1. So this is happened here, but under root is the minus 1 is there. So in the real number it is not possible, there is no such number is there. So that's why we are going to introduce the complex numbers. So what is the complex numbers are? See here, let us denote root of minus 1 by the symbol I. Root of minus 1 we can take the symbol as I. So then we have I square is equal to minus 1. If I is equal to root of minus 1, then automatically I square will become minus 1 only. So I square is equal to minus 1. This means that I is the solution of the equation x square plus 1 is equal to 0. That meaning is here we will get that x square is equal to plus or minus. We can take this as I. So you have the two roots. What is that? One is the plus I and another one is the minus I. Both are the roots of this quadratic equation. Are understand the students? So that's why we are introduced to the complex numbers also. The complex numbers also we are introduced. So why? Because like these equations we don't have the roots directly in the real numbers. So that's why we are using that complex numbers. So what is the main point is here, we are taking that root of minus 1 by the symbol I. So then we have I square is equal to minus 1. If root minus 1 is equal to I, then automatically I square will become the minus 1. This means that I is the solution of the equation x square plus 1 is equal to 0. Are understand the students? So what is the complex number is of the form? Any complex number generally is in the form a number of the form. What is the complex number is the original form? A plus IB. What is the complex number original form is A plus IB, where A and B are real numbers. A and B are real numbers is defined to be a complex number. So what is the definition of the complex number is nothing but it is in the form of A plus IB, and where I and B are the real numbers. For example, you can see this one 2 plus I into 3 and minus 1 by 2 plus I into root 3 by 2. All are understood that? Next, root 2 plus I into 1 by 2 and so on. So all these are complex numbers. What is that? All these are complex numbers. So what is that one is? So that is nothing but 2 plus I into 3 minus 1 by 2 plus I into root 3 by 2 root 2 plus I into 1 by 2 and so on. All these are in the form of A plus IB. So these are called complex numbers. So see that one here. For any complex number, if you can take the complex number, generally we will take it represents that Z. Z is equal to any complex number we will take in the form of Z. Z is equal to A plus IB, where A is called this part. This part is called real part. A plus IB, two terms are there in this one. So this A is called real part of this complex number. It is represented like this: REZ. RE of Z, that is nothing but real part of the complex number Z. A is called real part of the complex number Z. And B, what is the B? B is called the imaginary part denoted by IB of Z. So what is the B? B is called, this B is called imaginary part. Imaginary part, it is denoted by IM of Z. IM of Z of the complex number Z. Are you understand that, student? So for example, I will take our number here. For example, I will take that 4 plus I into minus 3. If Z is equal to 4 plus I into minus 3. So where real part of Z. What is the real part of Z in this complex number? The real part is nothing but 4. And what is the imaginary part of Z? Imaginary part of Z is equal to, what is the imaginary part is? I coefficient. What is the value? That is equal to minus 3. So if A plus IB, where A is called real part and B is called the imaginary part. So that is the, and see that one. Next point is two complex numbers. If you can take any two complex numbers, Z1 is equal to, first complex number is Z1 is equal to A plus IB, and I am taking the one more complex number Z2 is C plus ID, are equal. Two complex numbers are said to be equal if the real parts, what is the real parts is A and C. The real part of the first complex number is A and the real part of the second complex number is C. These two are equal, that is A is equal to C. And the imaginary parts, what is the imaginary parts is B in the first complex number and the imaginary part in the second complex number is D. So these two are equal, that is B and D. These two are equal, that is the B is equal to D. Then we can say that the two complex numbers are equal. So two complex numbers are said to be equal if, what is the condition you have? That is the real parts A is equal to C are equal and the imaginary parts B is equal to D. Then we can say that the two complex numbers are equal. See some example according to this question. This is the point. So see that one. What is the question is? If 4x plus I into 3x minus y is equal to 3 plus I into minus 6. 4x plus I into 3x minus y is equal to 3 plus I into minus 6. Two complex numbers are equal. They are given this way. Where x and y are real numbers, then find the values of x and y. They are asking you have to calculate the values of x and y. So first see students what they are given. So given 4x plus I into 3x minus y is equal to 3 plus I into minus 6. 3 plus I into minus 6. We compare real comma imaginary parts. We compare real comma imaginary parts. We get So what we will compare that? First we will take the real parts. What is the real part is, see that one here. What is the real part here? This is the real part of the first complex number, and what is the real part in the first complex, second complex number is 3. So we can equate that, that is 4x is equal to 3. So that implies x is equal to 3 by 4. X value is 3 by 4. Similarly, we will take the imaginary part also. What is the imaginary part? I coefficient is the imaginary part. So what is the I coefficient is here? That is 3x minus y is equal to, what is the imaginary part in the second complex number is minus 6. So that implies, what is the x value? You can take the x value is here 3 by 4. 3 into 3 by 4 minus y is equal to minus 6. So that implies what we can take that, we can simplify this value here. So that implies we can multiply that 9 by 4 minus y is equal to minus 6. What I will do that, I will take this minus 6 to this side and take this minus y to that side. Y is equal to 9 by 4 plus 6. Take this minus y to that side, it will become plus 5. Take this minus 6 to this side, it will become plus 6. Take the LCM here, y is equal to 24 plus 9, that is equal to 33 by 4. 4 into 6 is 24 plus 9, that is equal to 33 by 4. So we will calculate that x and y values. So are you understanding, students? So what is the complex numbers and what is the why it is introduced? So for this complex number, these are quadratic equations, you have to calculate the roots. There is no real roots for these equations. So that's why x square is equal to plus or minus square root of minus 1. There is no real roots here. So that's why what we are introduced to that, the complex numbers. So that's why what is the complex numbers is here. So root of minus 1 we are defined as I. And I square. I square is equal to minus 1. I square is equal to minus 1. So here a number is of the form a plus ib, where a and b are the real numbers. This is the form of the complex number. And here a is called the real part and b is called the imaginary part of the complex numbers, and it is denoted by Re of z and Im of z. And also, if any two complex numbers are equal, when it is equal, in the first complex number the real part and the second complex number real part are equal, and the imaginary part of the first complex number and the imaginary part of the second complex number are both are equal, then we can say that the two complex numbers are equal. For example, I am taking the two complex numbers are equal, then find the unknown values x and y values. So take that, compare the real and imaginary parts we get. What is the imaginary real part? That is this value is the imaginary, that is the real part, and what is the real part in the second complex number is 3. Just equate them, you will get a 3 by 4. And what is the imaginary part? I coefficient is the imaginary part. So I coefficient is 3x minus y. And what is the I coefficient here? Minus 6. Equate them, 3x minus y is equal to minus 6. X value is 3 by 4. And take this value here, that is the 9 by 4. Minus y is equal to minus 6. Take this minus 6 to that side. And take this minus 5 to this side, it will become y is equal to 9 by 4 plus 6. Take the LCM 4 and you will get y value is 33 by 4. See the questions. See next, students, algebra of complex numbers. So what is the meaning of algebra of complex numbers? Is the addition of complex numbers and subtraction of complex numbers and division of complex numbers. So this is called the algebra of complex numbers. So first we are going to start with the addition of two complex numbers. What is that? How to calculate that? How to add two complex numbers? Let z1 is equal to a plus ib is one complex number and z2 is equal to c plus id with any two complex numbers. I am taking the two complex numbers. Then z1 plus z2 is defined as follows. So what is the meaning of z1 plus z2? See that one. So z1, what is the z1 is a plus ib. Plus, what is the z2? z2 is nothing but c plus id. So what we have to add first? Add the real parts first. What is that? A plus c plus, next you have to add the imaginary parts. What is the imaginary parts? Is I and ib plus id. So you can take the I out, it will become b plus d. So A plus C plus I into B plus D is also a complex number. Is also a complex number. Have you observed that one? I am taken the two complex numbers Z1 and Z2. Just I am added. You are getting one more complex number. That is also a complex number. So here, for example, I will take that 3 plus 4i plus minus 2 plus 3i. So I am going to add these ones. What is that? Say that first you have to take the real parts. What is the real parts? Is 3 and minus 2. Add them. 3 minus 2 plus I into, take the I out in the imaginary parts. This is 4i and this is 3i. You are taking the I out, it will become 4 plus 3. So first you have to take the real parts. 3 minus 2 plus 4i plus 3i. Take the I out, it will become 4 plus 3. So then what happens here? 3 minus 2 is 1 plus 4 plus 3 is 7. That is I into 7. So it is also in the form of A plus IB. It is also a complex number. So next we are going to give some properties about this addition of complex numbers. See that one here. The addition of complex numbers satisfy the following properties. They will satisfy some following properties. So first one is the closure law. The closure law. What is the meaning of the closure law? So what there is nothing but the sum of two complex numbers is a complex number. The sum of two complex numbers is a complex number. That is Z1 plus Z2 is a complex number. Complex number for the complex numbers Z1 comma Z2. If Z1 comma Z2 are two complex numbers, we are already proved here. Z1 comma Z2 are two complex numbers. Z1 plus Z2 is also a complex number. We are already proved that. So here, that is we are saying that the sum of two complex numbers is a complex number. This property is called the closure law. The sum of two complex numbers is a complex number. The property is called the closure law. See the next one. See the condition number 2. So what is the condition number 2 is? The commutative law. What is the commutative law is? The commutative law is nothing but for any two complex numbers, Z1 and Z2 are any two complex numbers, then Z1 plus Z2 and Z2 plus Z1 both are same. So for example, I will take that one. If Z1 is equal to A plus IB and Z2 is equal to C plus ID. So I will take that Z1 plus Z2 is equal to, what is the Z1 plus Z2? A plus C plus I into B plus D. First add the real parts A plus C plus I into, take the imaginary part B plus D. And also A plus C you can written as C plus A plus I into B plus D you can written as D plus B. Nothing will happen. Yes or no? So that implies you can take it as C plus A plus ID plus IB. So what we can written as C plus ID plus A plus IB. So that is nothing but Z2 plus Z1. Z1 plus Z2 is equal to Z2 plus Z1. This law is called commutative law. If Z1 comma Z2 are two complex numbers, then Z1 plus Z2 you can written as Z2 plus Z1. Nothing will be changed. Z1 plus Z2 and Z2 plus Z1. The both are same. That is called commutative law. Next, see the property number 3. So what is that one? The associative law. The associative law. So what is the meaning of the associative law? For any three complex numbers, Z1 comma Z2 comma Z3. I am taking the three complex numbers. So what is the associative law? Z1 plus Z2 of plus Z3 is equal to Z1 plus of Z2 plus Z3. Both are same. That is, they are same. So we will start this one. So start this one here. I will take that one. So let Z1 is equal to A1 plus IB1. Z2 is equal to A2 plus IB2. Z3 is equal to A3 plus IB3. I am taking the three complex numbers. So I am taking the LHS. What is the LHS? Is Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. First you have to add Z1 plus Z2. Add these two complex numbers. What happens? First add the real parts. A1 plus A2 plus I into Z1 plus Z2, meaning is add the imaginary parts. IB1 plus IB2, that is I into B1 plus B2 plus Z3. What is the Z3? Is A3 plus I into B3. So what you are observed that first I am adding Z1 plus Z2, you are getting this number plus Z3. So here you can observe that this is a complex number and this is also a complex number. If you are adding the two complex numbers, first you have to add the real parts. What is the real parts? Is the real parts is nothing but A1 plus A2 plus A3. First add the real parts. First add the real parts. What is the real parts? Is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus add the imaginary parts. What is that? B1 plus B2 plus B3. So first add the real parts. Next we can take the imaginary parts. So here what we can written as A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus I into B1 plus I into B2 plus I into B3. So first I will take these two numbers, that is A1 plus I into B1 plus remaining number is A2 plus this is the value is here A2 plus A3, one number I will take that A2 plus A3 plus I into B2 plus B3. For the remaining numbers A1 plus IB1 I am taking it out. What is the remaining numbers are A2 plus A3 plus remaining numbers is this one. I am taking the I common. It will become I into B1 plus B3. So what is this? This is nothing but Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. This is Z1 plus what is this? This is nothing but Z2 plus Z3. So Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 you can add Z1 plus Z2, then you can add Z3. Otherwise we can add Z2 plus Z3 first, then you can add Z1. Nothing will be changed. That is they are saying that. If you are adding the three numbers, you can add in any order. That is the meaning. So that is Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. You can written as Z1 plus of Z2 plus Z3 also. That is called associative law. So see that next fourth one is the existence of additive identity. The additive identity. Identity meaning is it is ideal. So that means if you are adding some number, you will get the same number. What is the number you are added? That number is called the identity. Are you understand that? So see this one here. For example, there exists the complex number. I am taking one complex number. What is that? 0 plus I into 0. That is called 0. 0 can be written as 0 plus I into 0. The number 0 can be written as 0 plus I into 0. It is also a complex number. So 0 plus I into 0 called the additive identity or the 0 of the complex number. If you can take this number is called the additive identity or 0 of the complex number. Why? Because so if you can add z plus 0, you will get the z only. If you can add any complex number, if you can add that, you will get the same complex number. So this complex number is called the additive identity of any complex numbers. Are you understand that? In the additive. So what is that? 0 plus I into 0 is called the additive identity. Additive identity of the complex numbers. Any complex number, if you can add the 0 complex number, you will get the same. So that's why this one is called the additive identity. So next, see that one. What is the existence of additive inverse? The existence of additive inverse. What is the meaning of the additive inverse? If you are adding the two complex numbers, you have to get the identity. If you can add two complex numbers, you have to get the identity. Then we can say that the two numbers are, one is additive inverse of the next one. So see that one example, you can understand that to every complex number z is equal to a plus ib. If you can take z is equal to a plus ib, we have the complex number. There exists another complex number. What is that? Minus a plus I into minus b. This is called minus z. Z is a plus ib. What is the minus z? Minus z is called minus a plus I into minus b. It is denoted by minus z. What is the meaning of minus z? Minus a plus I into minus b. Called the additive inverse or negative of z. We observed that z plus minus z, it will give you the 0. 0 is nothing but 0 complex number. That is the additive identity. So any complex number is said to be inverse of another complex number. Additive inverse of complex number. If you can add both, we have to get the additive identity. Then we can say that one complex number is the additive inverse of the another complex number. For example, I will take some here. So find the additive inverse of 3 plus 4i. I am taken one complex number. What is the additive inverse of the 3 plus 4i? So what is the solution is here? Minus 3 plus 4i minus 3 plus I into minus 4 is the additive inverse of 3 plus 4i. 3 plus 4i. Why? Because if you can add these two, what you will get that? It will give you that additive identity. Minus 3 plus 3, 0 plus I into minus 4 plus 4. It will become the 0 only. For example, if you can take that, one more example. I will take here. That is find the additive inverse of 3 minus 4i. What is the additive inverse of 3 minus 4i? So tell me this question. Tell me that answer. Try that one and try tell me that what is the additive inverse of that complex number. 3 minus 4i. Okay. See students, after the addition, so see the difference of two complex numbers. The difference of two complex numbers is nothing but given any two complex numbers z1 and z2, the difference, that is z1 minus z2, is defined as follows. What is the meaning of z1 minus z2 is nothing but z1 plus minus z2 is called the z1 minus z2. For example, I will take that. You can see this one here. Let z1 is equal to a plus ib and z2 is equal to c plus id. Then z1 minus z2, what is the meaning is a plus ib minus c plus id. So that is nothing but first you can take the difference of real parts, that is a minus c plus I into take the difference of imaginary parts, that is b minus d. So this is the meaning of a minus, that is z1 minus z2, the difference of two complex numbers. So our notion that this is all the properties which is satisfies in the addition, in the difference also it will satisfy. Next important one, that is the multiplication of two complex numbers. Multiplication of two complex numbers. Z1 is equal to a plus ib and Z2 is equal to c plus id are two complex numbers. Then the product Z1 Z2 is defined as follows. So see that one. Here what I will take that one. So that is a Z1 into Z2 is equal to, what is the Z1? Z1 value is nothing but a plus ib into, what is the Z2? Z2 is nothing but c plus id. So in the multiplication, original multiplication we will do that one. What is that? First multiply with a. Multiply with a, both the terms, what we will get there? First multiply with a, you will get ac plus a into id is IAD. Next, multiply with IB. IB into C is I into BC plus IB into ID is I square into BD. So what happens here? AC plus I into AD plus I into BC, I square, already we know that I square value is minus 1. So I square value is equal to minus 1. In the definition we are already given that I square is a minus 1. This value will become minus 1 into BD, it will become minus BD. So we can take it as, first write down the real parts. What is the real parts? AC and BD is the real parts. So we will take AC minus BD plus, next take the imaginary parts, that is I into. So that is nothing but AD plus BC, that is AD plus BC. So this is the product of two complex numbers. A plus IB, C plus ID are two complex numbers, then automatically what is the product of the two complex numbers is AC minus BD plus I into AD plus BC. AD plus BC, that is the multiplication of two complex numbers. Here also the multiplication also satisfies some properties. So what is the properties here? The multiplication of complex numbers possess the following properties. So what is the first properties? So here see the first one. So your Z1 and Z2 are two complex numbers, you are multiplied. So what do you get that? AC minus BD plus I into AD plus BC. It is also a complex number. That meaning is, if Z1 and Z2 are two complex number, the product is also a complex number. Yes or no? So that is called the first property here. What is that? The closure law. What is the closure law? Is in the multiplication, in the addition also we have taken. In the multiplication, what is the closure law? The product of two complex numbers is a complex number. That means if you are taking the two complex number, the product is also a complex number. That is, the product Z1 Z2 is a complex number for all complex numbers Z1 and Z2. We are already given this one here. Z1 and Z2 are two complex numbers. We are multiplied here. We are getting the complex number. So that is called the closure law. So similarly, so the commutative law. In the addition also we are already proved that. What is the commutative law? Commutative law is nothing but for any two complex numbers. If you are taking any two complex numbers, Z1 and Z2, then Z1, Z2, if you can multiply in this order, or Z2, Z1, both are same. Why? Because you will get that nothing will be changed here in the multiplication. 2 into 3 or 3 into 2, nothing will be changed. So here also in the complex numbers you will get that Z1 into Z2 is equal to Z2 into Z1. Yes or no? 2 into 3 is 6. 3 into 2 is also 6. Yes or no? So here we are getting the value here in these complex numbers. Z1 into Z2 is equal to Z2 into Z1. So the commutative law is satisfies, that is, it possesses the commutative law. So next, see that one more property. What is that one? In the addition also we are already taken that in the multiplication also the associative law. What is the associative law? If for any three complex numbers Z1, Z2, Z3, Z1 into Z2 of Z3 is equal to Z1 of Z2 into Z3. You can multiply in this order or in this order. So what is the meaning of this? First multiply Z1. If you want to multiply Z1 into Z2 into Z3, you can multiply the first two complex numbers Z1 and Z2. Then multiply Z3. Or you can multiply like this one also. First multiply Z2 and Z3, then multiply with Z1. By your choice, both are same. That is the condition. These properties we will use in the problem. You can multiply Z1 and Z2, then multiply with Z3. Or you can multiply Z2 and Z3 first, then multiply with Z1. Both are same. So next, the existence of multiplicative identity. The existence of the multiplicative identity. So the existence of multiplicative identity, there exists the complex number. There exists a complex number 1 plus I into 0. 1 plus I into 0 is nothing but 1. Called the multiplicative identity such that Z into 1 is equal to Z. In the addition, what we are told that if you add some complex number to the given complex number, if the outcome is the same, then we can say that the second complex number is the additive identity. So here, if we can multiply, the Z is the given complex number. We have taken another complex number, that is 1. If you can multiply 1 with Z, you will get the same complex number. That is called, that 1 is called the additive identity in the multiplication. The existence of multiplication identity. So for any complex numbers Z. So if you can take any number here. For example, you can take that what is the additive multiplicative identity for 3 plus I, 3 plus 4i. So what is that one? That is nothing but 1 plus I into 0. See that one here. The multiplicative identity for the complex number 4 plus 3i is, what is that? That is nothing but 1 plus I into 0. For every complex number, this is the multiplicative identity. Why? Because if you can multiply with this one, you will get the same. Multiply 4 plus 3i into 1. It is a 4 plus 3i. So that is nothing but Z into 1 is equal to Z. So that is called the multiplicative identity. So students, so write down these notes. All these notes in your fair notes, and we will continue in the next class. Okay.